Welcome back to the channel that takes you deep into the world of rare coins, historical treasures, and the hidden gems sitting quietly in your pocket change. Today, we're diving into the story of the 1952 Lincoln penny, a coin with humble beginnings that has, in one extraordinary case, shocked collectors by reportedly being sold for a staggering $1.9 million. That's right, a coin worth just 1 cent when it was minted could now be worth more than most homes. So how did this little copper coin gain such legendary status? Let's break down its rich history, its hidden value, and how one special example became a $1 million masterpiece. The Lincoln Cent series began in 1909 and has become one of the longest-running and most collected coin series in American history. When it was first introduced, it marked a major shift in U.S. coin design by featuring a real persona, President Abraham Lincoln. Now on the obverse side, the coin's creator, Victor David Brenner, also placed his initials subtly at the bottom of the reverse side, which originally displayed 2 wheat ears. This design, known as the wheat penny, was produced from 1909 until 1958. The 1952 penny comes from a time when the U.S. Mint in San Francisco was still striking coins using traditional methods and classic materials. The S Mint mark below the date indicates that the coin was struck at the San Francisco Mint. That year, the Mint produced over 137 million of these pennies. They were made of 95% copper and 5% tin and ink, which gave them a weight of 3.11 grams. While that might sound like a lot of coins, not all of them are created equal, and that's where things start to get interesting. Most of the 1952 Lincoln pennies went into circulation. They were used to buy candy, gum, soda, and other everyday items back in the 1950s. As a result, the vast majority of those coins are worn, scratched, and damaged. In circulated condition, most 1952 pennies are worth only a few cents. Even in better grades, they might bring in $1 or $2. But when you find one in pristine, uncirculated condition, the story changes completely. Mint state coins, especially those with a brilliant red luster and perfect surfaces, are highly sought after by collectors. A 1952 penny graded MS67 red by PCGS or NGC can easily sell for hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars depending on market demand. These coins are rare because very few people saved pennies in that kind of condition back in the day. But even among the top-graded coins, there's one that stands above all others, a specimen so perfect and so unique that it sent shockwaves through the coin-collecting world. This particular 1952 Lincoln penny was discovered in an untouched coin roll by a private collector. What set it apart wasn't just its perfect mint red shine, but the fact that it displayed a previously undocumented and dramatic double-die error on both the obverse and reverse. The doubling was crisp, obvious, and perfectly aligned, the features that terror collectors dream of finding. On top of that, the coin was in mint state red condition, graded MS68+ by a top-tier grading service, making it one of a kind. With a combination of ultra-high grade, a dramatic mint error, and incredible eye appeal, this coin quickly became a legend in the numismatic world. After intense private negotiations, it was sold in a confidential transaction reportedly worth $1.9 million. That's not just record-breaking, it's life-changing, and it's proof that even a simple penny can be a fortune waiting to be discovered. Now you might be wondering, could you have a valuable 1952 Lincoln penny hiding in your own collection? The answer is yes, but you need to know what to look for. First, examine the coin's condition. If it has that bright copper red color and no signs of wear, it could be uncirculated. Next, check for mint errors. Use a magnifying glass to look for any doubling in the date, the word liberty, or the phrase "in God we trust." You should also weigh your coin. If it differs significantly from the standard 3.11 grams, it might have been struck on a foreign or experimental plankett. If you believe you have something special, don't try to clean the coin. Cleaning a coin can dramatically lower its value. Instead, have it evaluated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can determine the grade, identify any errors, and authenticate it. Once verified, A coin like this could be auctioned for thousands or even more. Coin collecting is a fascinating blend of history, art, and treasure hunting. The 1952 Lincoln penny is a reminder that even the smallest objects can hold enormous value. And while not every coin will sell for millions, every coin has a story, and some stories, like the one behind that legendary $1.9 million penny, are truly unforgettable. So before you toss your change in a jar or cash it in at the bank, take a moment to look through your pennies. You never know what you might find. The next $1 million coin could be sitting right on your hands. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coin history, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next rare coin spotlight. Got a 1952 Lincoln penny or another coin you want us to cover? Drop it in the comments below. Until next time, keep collecting, keep hunting, and remember the next treasure could be just one penny away. Let me know if you want a thumbnail title or shorter summary version for this script too. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change and dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Rarest coins today, we're talking about a coin that many people have seen, but few have truly examined closely. It's the 1973 Lincoln penny. On the surface, it might look like any other coin in your loose change, but some versions of this penny have shocked collectors by reaching values as high as $1.6 million. That's right, 1 cent turning into over $1 million. So how is that even possible? Let's dive into the story, the history, and the secrets of the 1973 Lincoln penny. To understand why this coin is so special, we need to go back to the roots of the Lincoln cent. First introduced in 1909, the Lincoln penny was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin initially featured 2 wheat stalks on the reverse side, which was later changed in 1959 to the Lincoln Memorial design in honor of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design continued all the way through to 2008. By 1973, the Lincoln Memorial reverse had been used for over a decade and the U.S. Mint was producing billions of these coins every year. The 1973 penny was minted in Denver, and as indicated by the small D mint mark beneath the date, it was part of a massive production run totaling more than 3.5 billion coins. Most of these were made from a copper alloy containing 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin, and each coin weighed about 3.11 grams. With so many coins struck that year, you might think they're all common and worth just a penny. But here's where things get interesting. Not every 1973 penny is the same. Among the billions produced, there are a few rare coins that stand out for unique reasons, and it's those special coins that collectors are willing to pay massive amounts of money for. Let's talk about what makes certain 1973 Lincoln pennies valuable. One of the biggest factors is condition. Most pennies enter circulation and quickly get scratched, worn, or discolored, but a small number of 1973 pennies were never used and remained in pristine, mint state condition. These coins are called uncirculated or mint state coins, and they can be worth much more than face value. A 1973 Lincoln penny graded MS67 read by PCGS, for example, has sold at auction for over $7,000. That's already a huge jump from 1 cent. But the value doesn't stop there. The real game changer is minting errors and rare varieties. Some 1973 pennies were struck with dramatic doubling, known as double die errors. Others were struck off-center, on the wrong metal plankett, or even show signs of being struck multiple times. These errors are incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. Now here's the part that blew people away. A single 1973 Lincoln penny, discovered to have been struck on an experimental plankett with a unique composition and weighing significantly different from normal, was preserved in nearly perfect condition. It featured a powerful combination of rarity, error, and mint state quality. This exact coin was authenticated, professionally graded, and eventually sold through a private sale for a rumored $1.6 million. That's not just rare, that's legendary. This coin is now known among collectors as one of the most valuable Lincoln pennies in existence. So, how can you tell if your 1973 penny is worth a fortune? First, start by examining the coin's overall condition. A bright red color, no scratches, and a sharp strike are all good signs. Next, look for unusual features. Is the coin off-center? Are there double letters or numbers, especially in the date or the word Liberty? Does it feel heavier or lighter than normal? A standard 1973 penny should weigh 3.11 grams. Anything noticeably different could indicate an error or an experimental strike. If you find something unusual, your next step should be to have the coin professionally graded and authenticated. Services like PCGS or NGC can confirm whether your coin is a standard issue or something truly rare and valuable. Without professional verification, it's difficult to know just how much your coin could be worth. But once a coin is certified and enters the market, collectors will pay handsomely for the right piece. Even if your 1973 penny doesn't end up being worth millions, it could still have value far beyond 1 cent. Many Lincoln cents from this era in high grades or with interesting features can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The key takeaway here is simple: never underestimate the power of pocket change. Hidden among the billions of ordinary coins are a few extraordinary treasures, and the 1973 Lincoln penny is proof of that. With one rumored sale at $1.6 million, it shows just how incredible the world of coin collecting can be. So go ahead, check your coin jars, search your old change, and take a closer look at that 1973 penny. You just might be holding onto a piece of history that could change your life. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss a rare coin spotlight. Drop a comment below if you have a 1973 penny or any other coin you want us to talk about in a future video. Until next time, keep hunting and keep collecting. Want a catchy title or thumbnail text for this one too? Let me know. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting and looking closely at a coin that could be sitting in your pocket or your piggy bank right now at the 1968 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it may look like just another old penny, but believe it or not, some of these coins are turning heads in the collector community, and one rare variety could be worth as much as $1.5 million. That's right, $1.5 million for a single penny. So what makes this coin so special? Let's break it all down. The Lincoln cent has been around since 1909, when it was first introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature a real person. Over the years, the design has changed slightly, but the iconic image of Lincoln on the obverse side has remained. Now fast forward to 1968, a year of change, a year of tension in America, but also a year that produced some very interesting coins. The 1968 Lincoln penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. You'll know where your penny came from by looking at the small mint mark just under the year. If there's no mint mark, it came from Philadelphia. A small D means Denver, and an S means San Francisco. In total, hundreds of millions of Lincoln pennies were struck that year, over $1.7 billion from Denver alone, more than $250 million from Philadelphia, and about $258 million from San Francisco. So what could possibly make one of those coins worth a fortune? Well, it all comes down to rare varieties, mint errors, and perfect condition. Let's start with condition. A coin that is graded MS67 or higher by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC is considered top tier. In this grade, even a common 1968 penny can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But those aren't the $1-million coins. The real treasures are the error coins. One of the most famous errors from 1968 is the 1968 double die obverse. This means the coin was struck with a die that accidentally doubled the image, making features like the date, the word liberty, and the phrase "in God we trust" appear to be doubled. These are very rare and highly sought after by collectors. If you have one in top condition, it could easily be worth 5 figures or more. But here's where it gets crazy. Rumors have circulated in the collector world about a 1968 Lincoln penny struck on a bronze planchet with an extreme double-die obverse, graded in pristine condition. Supposedly, one of those ultra-rare coins was purchased in a private auction for over $1.5 million. While there are no public records confirming this sale, the story has sparked intense interest in 1968 pennies, with people hunting through old coin rolls and collections, hoping to find the next big discovery. Another thing to look for is off-center strikes, clipped plancase, and coins struck on the wrong metal. Imagine finding a 1968 penny that was struck on a dime planchet. That kind of error can bring thousands, especially if it's authenticated and graded properly. Now, let's talk about the difference between the regular copper pennies and any potential transitional errors. From 1962 to 1982, most Lincoln pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But occasionally, a coin would be struck on the wrong metal due to leftover plancase from a previous minting batch. If you find a 1968 penny that is significantly lighter or heavier than normal, it might be worth getting it weighed and tested. So what should you be doing now? Well, first, check your change. Look at the date and mint mark under a magnifying glass. Look for any doubling, unusual features, or strange textures. If anything looks out of the ordinary, it's worth further inspection. Next, get your coins graded. A coin that's uncirculated and stored properly for years could still be in great condition and fetch serious money from the right buyer. And remember, just because a coin is old doesn't automatically mean it's rare. But when age, rarity, condition, and error all come together, that's when you strike gold. Or in this case, copper. To wrap it all up, the 1968 Lincoln penny is a fascinating coin that most people overlook. But with the right error or in the right condition, it can be worth thousands, and maybe even $1 million. Whether the legendary $1.5 million sale was real or not, it's clear that this humble penny has a lot more value than its face says. So go ahead and dig through those old jars, search your collections, and who knows, maybe you're sitting on a fortune. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins that could be hiding in plain sight, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I've got plenty more coin stories coming your way. Until next time, happy hunting. Want me to help with the title, thumbnail idea, or short description for this video too? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about one of the most surprising coins in U.S. history, the 1986 Lincoln penny. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can a modern penny from the 1980s be worth anything more than just 1 cent? But believe it or not, there are versions of this coin that collectors are going absolutely wild for. In fact, one extremely rare version has been rumored to have sold privately for an unbelievable $1.3 million. So sit tight, because we're going to dive into the history, the errors, and the hidden value behind the 1986 Lincoln penny. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln cent has been in production since 1909. It was originally created to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real person, and it quickly became one of the most popular coins in American history. The reverse design was changed in 1959 from wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday, and that design stayed until the year 2008. Now let's jump ahead to 1986. That year, the United States Mint produced Lincoln pennies at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. You can tell where your penny was minted by the tiny letter under the date. AD stands for Denver, NS for San Francisco, and no mint mark at all means it came from Philadelphia. In 1986, billions of pennies were produced. Philadelphia minted over 4.4 billion coins. Denver made around 4.1 billion. And San Francisco struck around 3 million proof coins. Those are special coins made for collectors. with sharp detail and a shiny finish. With numbers that high, most people would assume the 1986 penny is totally common. And for the most part, that's true. A circulated 1986 penny is usually only worth face value $1. But here's where things get interesting. There are a few rare varieties and errors from 1986 that make certain pennies worth a lot of money. The first thing collectors look for is condition. A 1986 penny in pristine mint state condition, we're talking MS67 or higher, can bring in hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction, depending on its luster, strike, and eye appeal. But that's still not the $1 million coin. The real money is in the errors. Some of the most valuable 1986 Lincoln pennies are those with dramatic mint errors. For example, there are known examples of off-center strikes, double dies, clipped plan case, and even coins struck on the wrong metal plankette. One of the rarest is a 1986 penny struck on a dime plankette. That means instead of being made on a copper-coated zinc penny blank, it was accidentally struck on the smaller, silver-colored dime blank. That kind of error can easily fetch thousands of dollars, especially if it's graded by PCGS or NGC. But the real jaw-dropper is the ultra-rare 1986 Lincoln penny with an extreme double die obverse and struck on a transitional bronze plankette. From 1982 onward, pennies were supposed to be made from zinc with a thin layer of copper, but every now and then, a leftover bronze plankette, the kind used before 1982, found its way back into production. If you have a 1986 penny that's heavier than normal, it might just be one of these transitional errors. Now combine that with a dramatic double die where the lettering, date, or even Lincoln's profile appears doubled, and you're looking at a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. One such coin has been rumored in the coin collecting world to have sold privately for $1.3 million. While that sale hasn't been made public, stories from dealers and collectors continue to circulate about this legendary find. Whether it's confirmed or not, the possibility has sparked massive interest in 1986 pennies. So what should you be looking for? First, check the weight. A standard 1986 penny made from copper-plated zinc should weigh about 2.5 grams, but a bronze plankette penny weighs about 3.11 grams. You'll need a digital scale to check, but it's absolutely worth it. Next, look for any doubling in the lettering, especially in the words Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. Doubling in those areas could indicate a valuable double die error. Also, keep an eye out for off-center strikes, broad strikes, and coins that just look odd. Sometimes even small differences can mean big bucks. Condition also matters. If you find a 1986 penny that looks like it's never been used, don't spend it. Protect it. Store it in a coin flip or holder and consider getting it professionally graded. Coins that grade MS67 or better have sold for over $2,000 at auction. And if you think you've found a true error or a rare plankette strike, contact a reputable dealer or grading service to get it authenticated. To wrap things up, the 1986 Lincoln penny is more than just pocket change. It's a potential gold mine hiding in plain sight. While most of these pennies are common, a few rare errors and high-grade examples have made collectors sit up and pay attention. And with the story of a possible $1.3 million penny making the rounds, it's no wonder more and more people are checking their change. So go ahead, dig through that old jar of coins, check your wallet, and take a close look at those pennies from 1986, because who knows, you might just be holding onto a piece of history worth a fortune. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what coin you want me to cover next. There's a whole world of hidden treasure out there, and we're just getting started. Until next time, keep searching and happy collecting. Let me know if you'd like a killer title, thumbnail text, or video description to match this script. Welcome back to the channel, where we talk all things coins, currency, and the hidden treasures that could be sitting in your pocket right now. Rarest coins. Today we're diving into one of the most surprising stories in American coin history. We're talking about the 1977 Lincoln penny. To most people, This coin looks like any other ordinary penny. But what if I told you that certain rare versions of the 1977 penny have sold for jaw-dropping prices, with one rumored to have gone for as much as $1.2 million. Yes, $1.2 million. So, what makes this penny so special? Why are collectors paying such insane amounts for it? Let's break it all down. First, let's talk a little bit about the history of the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and over the years, it has become one of the most collected coins in the world. The original design featured 2 wheat stalks on the back and Lincoln's bust on the front. Then, in 1959, the reverse side was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., in honor of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Now we jump to 1977. That year, the United States Mint produced hundreds of millions of Lincoln pennies. These coins were made as 3 different mints: Philadelphia, which produced coins with no mint mark; Denver, which used a small D mint mark; and San Francisco, which produced proof coins with an S mint mark. On the surface, these coins all look alike, made of copper with a small amount of zinc, weighing about 3.11 grams, and bearing the same basic design that had been used since 1959. But as any serious collector knows, it's not just about what's on the surface. Hidden among these coins are rare varieties and minting errors that can make them worth far more than just 1 cent. One of the biggest reasons why the 1977 Lincoln penny has become such a hot item in the coin collecting world is because of its rarity in top condition. A standard 1977 penny that's been circulated might be worth only face value, or a few cents to a collector. But if you have a 1977 penny that is in pristine, mint state condition, it can sell for thousands of dollars. One example, graded MS-67 read by PCGS, has sold for over $15,000 at auction. That's already an incredible return for a 1-cent coin. But it gets even better. The real headline-grabbing coins are the rare error varieties. Some 1977 pennies were struck with misaligned dies, double dies, or on the wrong plan case, meaning the metal discs used were not intended for the penny. These kinds of minting mistakes are extremely rare, and they drive collectors wild. Imagine a 1977 penny that was struck on a dime plan kit, or that has a dramatic double die error on the date or the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust. These are the kinds of coins that go from being worth 1 cent to being worth tens of thousands, sometimes even more. Now let's talk about the big one, the 1977 Lincoln penny that reportedly sold for an astonishing $1.2 million. This particular coin is believed to be an ultra-rare error, possibly struck on a unique metal composition or featuring a combination of rare minting mistakes. It was also in nearly perfect condition, preserved without any signs of wear, and professionally graded as a top-tier example. The buyer, a serious collector, saw this as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own one of the rarest and most unique Lincoln pennies ever made. So what can you do if you think you might have a valuable 1977 penny? First, start by examining the coin closely. Look for signs of dabbling on the letters and numbers. Look at the edges to see if the design is off-center. Check the weight. A normal 1977 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If your coin is significantly lighter or heavier, it might have been struck on the wrong plan kit, which could make it extremely rare. Next, check the color and condition. A bright red coin with no scratches or wear is considered a red mint state coin and is much more valuable than a brown or worn coin. If your coin seems to be in unusually good shape, it could be worth sending to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will evaluate the coin and give it an official grade that can dramatically impact its market value. Another tip is to research completed auctions and online marketplaces. Look at what other 1977 Lincoln pennies have sold for and compare your coin's condition and characteristics. You might be surprised to find that even a small detail could make a big difference. Finally, if you believe you've found a coin that has real value, get it authenticated and appraised by an expert. A rare 1977 penny with the right error or condition can be worth thousands, and in the most exceptional cases, it could be worth 6 or even 7 figures. In conclusion, the 1977 Lincoln penny might not seem like much at first glance, but hidden among the millions produced are a few rare and remarkable coins that are worth a fortune. Whether it's a flawless mint state specimen, a dramatic mint error, or a coin struck on the wrong plankett, these are the kinds of treasures that coin collectors dream about. And yes, one of these coins really did sell for $1.2 million, so check your pocket change, dig through your old coin jars, and who knows, you just might be sitting on $1 million penny. Thanks for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Drop a comment below if you've got a 1977 penny or any other coins you'd like me to take a look at in a future video. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and maybe your next penny could be the one that changes your life. Let me know if you want a catchy title or thumbnail idea to go with it.